Well, then we'll just go right into it. So, welcome to Ever Near. Thanks for being here. We got me, the usual guy, and we got a returning member. We got Haas. He's here again. So today we're going to be actually talking about patriarchal blessings. So, I mean, there's lots of different types of blessings in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and this one is the patriarchal blessing is kind of a special one. So we're going to go into that today, and I guess just starting off kind of talking about what it is, like how it's different than other blessings. What would you say, like what is a
patriarchal blessing, the way I was taught, is it's a guidance for your life. At the same time, it's a promises of blessings to receive. That's how I was taught, if I'm correct. Like, that's what they told me. And even in my personal patriarchal blessing, it does talk about, like, it's like a guidance of what is the potential, or what's the potential blessings that can come in my life if I follow Jesus Christ. And then, yeah, because it's like that. It's a guide. It's a roadmap. It's like, it's something that can help you know potentially what's coming. But the thing about it is, like, it isn't, what would you say? It's not set in stone. It's not like this will happen no matter what. It's more like, hey, this can happen. All of these amazing things, these can happen if you're in your life, if you're doing what you can to follow Christ. Yeah.
Because it's not something that you're getting forced into. It's not like, oh, you are going to be married in this place on this time. You are going to serve a mission. You are going to be a XYZ. It's not like that. It's more like a, hey, these things can happen if you're following Christ.
Yeah. Not only that, is like, it's not just our life. It's just not just life. It could be potential in the next life too, of blessings to come.
Yeah, that's another thing, because I've heard a lot of people who and I might fall into this boat a little bit, but like I've heard a lot of people talk about how they get really discouraged or sad because it's like, this isn't happening. It's in my patriarchal blessing, but it's not happening, and they either get discouraged or they get angry. And I
actually witnessed that one time. No joke. I remember, like, going back to that crazy ward. I remember this one kid was like, said someone, I don't know if it's a friend or relative, passed away, but it had so much in the patriarchal blessing that he was supposed to happen. But he passed away at early life, so. But because of that, he was like arguing against it. He's like saying like how it's like, how can that happen when it says it's supposed to happen in this, on the paper, or the patriarch says it's supposed to happen. But you got to think, it says if you follow Christ.
Yeah.
If you follow Christ.
Yeah, because that's like the two big things with it is, like you mentioned before, some of the blessings will happen in the next life.
Yeah.
Sometimes that is the case. I don't think we should be like, okay, all of this is going to happen in the next life. I think a lot of it probably will happen in this life. But that is a very important thing. And too, like what you just said, it's if we follow Christ. Because,
dude, mine says that multiple times.
Yeah, it's like, if you are faithful.
Yeah, after every paragraph, it's like, if.
That's actually funny. I think it is that way a lot, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It may not in everyone's blessing say if, but like, even if it doesn't straight out say it, it's very implied.
I will say, though, even though it says if, it does say, like, a lot at the same time, or it's just repeat itself saying, like, if I'm struggling, ask for help. And so, yeah.
Yeah. No, and I can give an example of, so in my blessing, one of the things that it was given, one of the things it says, and I have kind of I'll just say it. So in my blessing, it says that if I study the scriptures, and especially the Book of Mormon, I'll gain a strong testimony of Jesus Christ. And that has happened. I have read the scriptures, I've studied the scriptures, I've studied a lot in the Book of Mormon, and I very, very strongly believe in Jesus Christ. Like I would die on that hill that he has existed and he is who he said he was.
Yeah.
So it's like these blessings, they're basically personal scripture.
Yeah, for yourself, your personal revelation. Is that the revelation? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like personal scripture just for you, just for me.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing about the patriarchal blessing, I think, is like it tells you what tribe you're from. You know?
Yeah, that's one of the things it does.
It tells you, like, I don't know, just like for me, let's say we're tribe we are. I think we are. Yeah, right.
Probably. I'm from Ephraim.
I'm Ephraim. Yeah, I'm from Ephraim. And so people are like, "Oh, you're just what's the other one? What's the other major one? Ephraim and Manasseh."
Yeah, Manasseh is another big one.
They're just like, I'm like, is it because I'm brown or what?
Brown?
No, honestly, they're like, "Oh, you're Manasseh," and they start speaking Spanish to me. I'm like, oh, no.
I'm not. That's funny. Yeah, because it's like that is a big part of the blessing too. Is it tells us what of the 12 tribes of Israel we are.
Yeah.
And currently, the biggest ones are like Ephraim and Manasseh, but that gathering of the house of Israel is actually happening a lot.
Yeah, dude, I was actually reading to it. That thing's crazy.
Yeah, because
like all over the world, like yeah.
Because it was. I want to say it was in Germany, and if someone knows otherwise, you can comment. But I want to say it was in Germany, and it was. I can't remember which. It was one of the apostles' wives, but she was talking to this group. It was like a fireside type of thing, and it was in Germany, and she just had this thought that she needs to ask how many tribes are present in the area, and 11 of 12 were all in that room.
That's crazy. Do you know what the last one was? Like
I can't remember the last one that wasn't there, but like
I have met quite a few of
crazy.
other people, and it's like I'm trying to remember which one. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I have met other people with different tribes.
Yeah, like Judah.
Judah, that's the one. That's the weirdest one. A friend who's actually Hispanic is from the tribe of Judah, and I was like, that's so weird. And his whole family's Manasseh.
Yeah,
It's pretty interesting.
It is super interesting.
And then me and my mom are the only two Ephraim in our family. The rest are Manasseh. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, because it's like each of the tribes kind of have a work or a job or whatever you want to call it, like associated with them.
Yeah.
And I know Ephraim because I'm part of Ephraim, and Ephraim is like building up the kingdom of God. That's our job.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Oh, that explains a lot of things in my.
So yeah. So that's like our job.
I thought Ephraim was like leader. You know, like a leader.
So I mean, if you're building up the kingdom, I'm sure you could be a leader.
Okay, that's what I was told. But okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, that's our thing. Like,
maybe it's a good thing I'm on this episode to learn more about my thing.
It's like we're basically the missionaries. We're the groundwork. We build.
Lately I have been standing up and testifying or bearing my testimony to other people, because the world is so chaotic right now. Everything's so weird that I just like, you know what, I gotta bear my testimony, what I truly believe is the truth.
Yeah.
And so that's crazy you bring it up. Yeah.
Yeah. That is a big part of the patriarchal blessing too, is what tribe you're from. And I couldn't tell you all the other. I haven't looked into it enough to be like, this tribe does this tribe does this. I just know the one I'm a part of, what it does. So, anyways, future episode maybe. But, so yeah, like that's a big part of it as well. And something that I think is really interesting about it is, unlike a lot of the things in the church, the patriarchal blessing, there's no really guidelines other than you need to be a member of the church, so baptized. Other than that, there really isn't much of.
Was it 12 years old?
You should get it.
At 12 years old, you can get it, or 14?
You can get it as soon as you're a member. Literally,
really?
an 8-year-old could get it if they felt they were ready.
I got mine at is when I came back into the church. Well, if you watched my last episode where I talked about how I gained testimony, that was around the same time I got it. So I was like 19 years old.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy story itself.
Yeah. I mean,
that's kind of what's driving me to hold on, because like things it says in there, I'm like, I gotta, if I'm promised blessings, I gotta hold on to the iron rod, they said.
yeah. I mean, if you want it, you don't have to, but if you want to share some of that, you can. Mine is probably going to be a lot more simple than yours, because...
Well, I'll share the story. I'll share the story. I won't give detail of what it says in there, but...
That's fine.
I remember August 15th, 2015, I think it was. I swear, I just read it right before I came here. I got in Winslow, Arizona, and I remember it was just me, my brother-in-law, my sister, and I went to this guy's random house in Winslow, Arizona, and it was him and his wife. His wife was typing, and he was giving a blessing, and I kind of laugh at it.
Yeah.
Because when the guy was giving me a blessing, he was crying, and I could feel the drips on my head. That's why I laugh. But like, I don't know, I remember he was crying, and the lady was typing, and I remember just like one part, there was like a whole section he said to me, and I know he said it. I know what I heard, and I know what it is, and the crazy, like what makes him more like what makes it how do you say it? Like I know what I heard just because like his wife after was like, hey, you should stay in Winslow, Arizona, just because of what it says. But the only reason I came back to Utah is because I didn't want to get called a mission back to Utah. That'll suck. but yeah, I remember he after that he was like, in 10 years, come visit me. I want to see how your life turned out. And that 10 years was last year, and I couldn't make it back for some odd reason. And on top of that, it was these last 10 years since I came back into church, been the worst years of my life. Just I've seen the worst, been through the worst, just the worst of everything. But it's because of what I heard in what that little section was. Like, that's the reason why I still hold on. But yeah, I remember that part, and when I read it, it talks about, it gives a lot of, it's not a long one, but it does give a lot of details of what I'm supposed to be. Like, one thing is I thought about this too. Is, I'll share this. It says I'm supposed to have like a wonderful, rich, full life. And I was telling you, I was like, my life's been the most crappiest ever since I joined church.
Yeah.
But I thought about it. I was like, you know what? To be honest, like, when I really think about all my craziness, what happened these last 10 years is just the people I met. The people I met, the things I've seen, all the crap I've been through. In a way, I enjoyed it. Because in a way, I kind of enjoy chaos, And so like, going back, sometimes in your patriarchal blessing, you'll say something, and you'll think it's supposed to mean something, but years later you realize it's meant something else. Like, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
And every time you read it, every time your life goes on, it's gonna make more sense as your life goes on, because it's just like the scriptures. Every time you read the scriptures, you're always finding something new. And that's one thing I can testify about the patriarchal blessing. If you truly believe in it, if you truly follow Christ, doing your best, something new is always popping up in there.
Yeah.
Like today, like I didn't know we were supposed to go preaching.
Yeah,
help.
We're like builders of the kingdom.
Yeah, I did that. Let's talk about that. Oh, that's so funny, because
we're supposed to go gather in Israel. That's kind of our job.
I was rushing. I was like reading it, and then that thing popped up. I remember I read it, and then you started talking about it. I was like, oh, okay, okay. But yeah, that's my little story. But yeah. Oh no. Okay. Before you go on, that story though, what's crazy about that part I was telling you about, like the where I said like, well, I know I heard, is that when I got my paper, my physical paper, that whole section was gone. So I'm like, and I remember I asked other people about it. Someone was telling me like sometime they make a mistake. I heard someone say like, yeah, someone told me that it's like they make a mistake of saying that. Then I asked, there was a patriarch guy I became friends with. I asked him about it, and he's like, this is what he told me, and I kind of believe it. He's like, sometimes we know us patriarch when we pray about you before we give you a blessing. Sometimes we are given more information than we can tell you, and we accidentally tell you more than we should. And that's what he told me, and I kind of believe it. I don't know. I really don't know because I know what I heard, but when I got my paper, it's not there. Yeah. But I know I heard it. I know for a fact it is because that the wife was trying to keep me keep me there. But I can't say what it is.
No, that's fine. Yeah, no. I mean, whether he physically said it or you like heard physical words from the spirit, I couldn't say.
Right? I felt the message through his raindrops, you know? I don't know. Dude, yeah, I shouldn't laugh because it was actually very, very spiritual, but like...
He's crying on you.
During the moment, I took it serious, but after I was laughing because, you know, I just kept feeling the raindrops.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, no, mine wasn't quite as eventful as yours. But I remember, so me and my friend... It was an interesting situation because it kind of started off more as a competition of who could get their blessing first.
Oh, really?
So that wasn't the good part.
How old were you?
I was 11. So we got our blessing, I think, like a month within each other, but he was 12, so technically... That's beside the point, though. That's beside the point. So
I'm younger, so I got it before you did.
So
I can see how.
It was bad. To begin with, it was kind of bad because it was literally like a competition. Like I can't remember whether it was me or him who brought it up first, but like I want to get my patriarchal blessing. I'm gonna get my patriarchal blessing first. It wasn't good, but like as it. Like just kind of started as I kind of started preparing for it. It was interesting because it changed. It wasn't just like, oh, I gotta win him. Like I actually really started wanting it. And it was funny because my bishop at that time, like he didn't think I was ready for it, and I was going to do an interview with him before to like see if I was ready for it because it's not really. Like I said, the only recommendations really for your patriarchal blessing is you are a member and you're ready. That literally could be like an 8-year-old is ready. It could be a 20-year-old is not ready. So it really
That's crazy. I did not know that because I swear people in Provo are just like tell you like most outrageous rules, you know?
They can.
Like I heard 12, I heard 14, I heard, you know, go to temple, like all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, no, I went up on like a couple days ago, I got on the church website and I actually looked at it and that's what it said was that if you are a member of the church and you're ready, that is all it said. So.
Dang, what's holding people back, man?
They don't think they're ready, or their leaders don't think they're ready, or they've heard things that are incorrect, so they just wait. I don't know. It could be a lot of things.
I don't know. Like, yeah. Wait till you're ready. Definitely wait till you're ready. But like, honestly, it's like, it's your own personal blessings. It's your own personal message from God. It's your own personal, it's like, it's you. Like, it's for you, you know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's yours. And it was interesting because I went into this, like I said, it wasn't the best starting because it started as a competition, but it turned out good. It got to the point where I just actually really wanted it. And I remember walking into the interview with my bishop because he wanted to like make sure because I was a crazy kid, I guess. It definitely was. And it's true.
Well, every time you tell me that, it's like I can't imagine it.
I was a psycho kid. I'm okay now, but I was.
I like how we're sorry, not getting off subject, but I like how we're opposite because everyone thinks I'm the crazy one. But younger, I was a giddy good until that crazy ward, and then I became mean.
Yeah. I'm the opposite. I was a great teenager. I was a horrible kid.
I was a good kid until man, Provo toughens you up.
So I walk in and I remember just telling him how much I wanted the blessing, and it was weird. It was like one of the first times I would like cried over something spiritual. It was really strange at the time, at least. And afterward, my bishop told me, he's like, when we started the interview, I was ready to tell you no.
Sorry.
Like he straight up told me that. He's like, when you walked in here, I was ready to tell you no, you're not ready.
Oh man, I just start crying.
And like
sorry. No, you too. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it was. I didn't cry because he told me that. Like that was afterwards. So.
Oh man,
it's just like that was one of the first times I was like crying over something spiritual. But it was interesting because after he told me, it's like I was ready to tell you no, but then after we had the interview, I couldn't say no. I had to let you do it.
Do you want to ask why he was debating to say no?
Probably because he knew me well. I played with his kid a lot.
Oh my gosh! I sound like my. I had a bishop who was straight up telling everyone I was a bad kid.
I was a handful.
And honestly, the class, age group I was with, and this is dead honest. This is dead honest truth. Everyone was a stoner except me.
Oh, no.
and for some reason, I got blamed for it. So
there you go. But moral of the story is you it's just when you're ready. You don't have to wait till you're old and gray. In fact, you shouldn't wait till you're old and gray. Because if this is a roadmap for your life, if you get it earlier in your life, all the better.
Yeah. It's I don't know. Yeah, I just tell people it's like get it. You know, like don't do it if you're not ready. But if you feel ready, even if you have that kind of feeling, you know, like how to explain it, like that. I don't know what that, or you just get that weird feeling, you know, just do it, man. Just do it because it's going to tell you so much about you. It's going to tell you about a lot of things, and it's an amazing thing to experience, you know. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty cool. Like honestly, like you get to figure out what tribe you're from. You get to figure out what kind of blessings you'll receive. You get to figure out all the stuff. Like it's so cool. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to tell it. Like, yeah, if you haven't got it, get it, you know?
Yeah, it's an amazing blessing. Amazing blessing to get. And there's really, I mean, and even if you're like, oh, I don't know if I should get it, but there is part of you that's like, hey, maybe I should get this. I would still say go for it.
Yeah.
It's going to make a big
I'm just
difference.
thinking about, you know how like when you bear your testimony, you just get that weird feeling. You're just like, oh, and you're telling yourself no.
Like, I don't want to go up there. I feel like I should. Yeah.
That was me last time. I was, you know, my feet started moving. I'm like, oh crap, what am I going to speak? What am I going to say?
Yeah.
Just get it, and it's pretty cool. Like even just talking to a patriarch, like just giving their feedback about what they experienced, their own personal experiences. It's pretty cool to hear about it.
Yeah.
Like I heard a story one time. This guy, he was given a blessing. A patriarch was given a blessing, and he said something that he should have said, and he said his whole mind just went blank. Boom. And I was like, oh man. I was like,
oh no.
Yeah. Not the person was bad. It was just like, I don't know. I don't know the exact story, but it was like how Patriarch was saying something that he shouldn't supposed to. Then his whole mind just went blank, and he didn't know what to say. They had to end it and everything.
Huh. Interesting. I haven't gotten to know a patriarch really good, I think that would be awesome because it's a whole different thing because they're straight giving you revelation from the Lord.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, that patriarch guy was the
crazy.
way he was describing it when I was talking to him. Glenn is his name. Shout out Glenn. He's a cool, like, he was just kind of just telling me, he's like, yeah, you pray about him, you get to know him, you start feeling who they were in the past life, and I'm like, really? He's like telling me all this crazy stuff. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what he was telling me.
I wouldn't be surprised because they say some things that it's like, wow, how would you know that? You shouldn't know that. So
How'd you know I stole a candy bar, man?
but yeah, no, that would be a really good thing too. Maybe if you're nervous about getting a patriarchal blessing, go talk to the patriarch.
Yeah, no, do that. They will break it down for you. They will explain what you need. Like, they'll help you in a lot of ways. They'll explain what you need. They'll explain what you should focus on. And yeah, like, it's pretty cool. Like, it's very cool. Mm-hmm. Someone was bearing a testimony today, fast testimony, and they were talking about how, I forgot what the story was, but they were talking about, you know, how like those weird card readings, getting your palm read, people were doing that.
Oh yeah, like fortunes and tarot and stuff.
And there's a Mormon YouTube channel too. I'm not gonna say their name because I'm not trying to drag their name through the mud, but they were like trying to sell people on like numerals, you know, like some weird crap. And I remember I posted, or I wrote on there, I was like, well, if I'm gonna know my future, I'm gonna get my patriarchal blessing. That's what it's for.
Got him. Yeah. In the last couple minutes here, if there's something you'd be like, hey guys, this is important, or remember this. Is there anything you would say about patriarchal blessings?
I'm trying to think of mine when I read it. One thing that points out, I don't know what it does on yours, but mine talks about gifts. Mm-hmm. What kind of gifts I'll have. And especially right now in today's world, in my life right now, I'm seeing that gift play out big time. And I was telling you a story about it, or I should say
if you want to.
Yeah. I was telling you about this because I'm all, like, Davis knows, everyone knows me. I'm against the culture hardcore. And but I'm against it because, you know, I'm just kind of sick of people thinking they're better, thinking they're more righteous and all this kind of crap. Mm-hmm. But there's a guy in my ward, he barely got baptized a year ago, actually, less than a year ago. And he was struggling for a while to come to church. And I'll talk to him here and there, but he's a guy from Provo, grew up on the rough part of Provo. And so that's how me and him started relating, because I understood where he came from and he understood where I came from. And, the ward mission leaders, they hit me up out of nowhere, like, hey, this guy is struggling, he won't talk to us, he won't reach out, or he won't text us back or anything like that. He's like, can you help us? I was like, oh yeah, sure. And I reached out to him and he started texting me back, but I don't know, something was up. But one thing I told the people, I was like, hey, you gotta like be patient with this kind of guy. He's like me, you know, you're gonna force him, he's gonna force him one way, he's gonna go the other way. And but long story short, I work at a smoke shop. Judge me all you want, but it's the only place I was hiring. And I have seen a lot of miracles since I started working there. But I was working there one morning I was working, and all of a sudden out of nowhere he shows up, and then I was like, oh hey, what's up, man? And he's like, and he looked at me, you know, kind of like I was gonna judge him, but I was like, he goes up, he's like, I won't tell anyone if you don't tell. And I was like, I don't care, man, like I'm against the culture, go tell him where I work, go tell him. And he's like, okay. And then he kind of nervous, but he bought his stuff at the smoke shop, and he came up, and I remember I told him, I was like, hey, like, don't worry, no one, like, that's between you and God. And he gave me like a huge hug across the counter. And I remember I told him, I was like, hey, like, go to church, go to church tomorrow. He's like, all right, I'll be there. And it was fast and testimony. And he showed up there. And I remember I gave my testimony, bared my testimony. And right when I was done, he got up and he's like, right when everything was quiet in the sacrament room, he's like, man, I have a feeling I should do this. And it's out loud, just saying it out loud and he's walking down. He's like, I have a feeling I gotta do this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scared. He gets up on a podium, bears an amazing, he bears an amazing testimony, his own personal testimony. And this is his very first time bearing the testimony. And the reason why I'm telling you a story, because in my Patriarchal blessing, I'll kind of share this one thing. It says, I'll have a discernment in others, that I can sense the goodness in others. And it's amazing that how, when that happened, I was kind of sad, depressed, and angry, because I was like, why am I at this place? Why am I at a smoke shop? Why am I, like, all this stuff's happening. But I remember when that happened, and then after the sacrament was over, I looked at my bishop and I was like, you know what? Like, God works in mysterious ways. Like, what if I wasn't there? What if I didn't get that job? What if, like, a lot of things. I was like, but since I was at that place at that moment, I was able to, help his testimony, help him hold on to the iron rod. And I always say, it's like, that's proof that God works in mysterious ways, because there's no way that guy would have walked into my store out of nowhere. But yeah, and it's kind of crazy how I'm seeing it from my Patriarchal blessing, all my gifts playing out. Because in today's world, everyone's just so, it's kind of awful. I don't know, just weird. But for me personally, I'm just tired of everyone. I'm just tired of all this crap. And so there's no point of me adding on the negative things. There's no point of me judging others, all the negative stuff. Like, there's no point. Like, I'm just gonna make it worse. So that's how I look at it, It's like, all right, I gotta just help out. And a lot of things in my life I looked at is like, all of my trials I've been through, it was because of my trials I was put through, I'm able to understand these people on a deeper level. So as most people look down on other people, they're like, oh, that guy smokes, that guy drinks, I'm gonna stay away from him. Oh, that guy is not LDS. All this bad stuff. I don't look at that. I just look at, are you hurting that person? If you're not, you're a good person to me, Really simple, like. And I'm getting put in these situations. I'm always getting put in a situation where I'm helping someone else. And it's kind of crazy. It's kind of cool. Not crazy, but cool to see how my Patriarchal blessing is playing out right now.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah. If you look at just like commenting on what you shared right there, it's like, yeah, of course I would never encourage someone to like, where am I going with this? I know what you're trying to get at. It's like, I'm not saying like I would encourage, smoking and drinking is good, but it's something that I always remember is something that President Monson said. He said his favorite thing to smell when he walks into church is cigarette smoke. I heard about that. Yeah. And he explained the reason that's his favorite thing is because it means someone is trying. And that's how it should be. If you're seeing people who, they have very good hearts and they do want to do right, but maybe they're just caught up in something that, whether on purpose or by accident, they caught up in, turning them away, being mean to them, shunning them, that's not going to help anything. Yeah. But if you see these people who it's like, I'm stuck, I might be a little ashamed of this, in fact, and you're like, you know what? Just come. It's fine, just come. Yeah. Be here. That's how you should handle it.
Yeah, that's one thing I told the people about the guy. I was like, is he going to church? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, that's better than nothing,
Yeah. I guess the last thing I would just kind of reiterate, as soon as you can, you should get your Patriarchal blessing. It's going to be a huge, huge help to you.
And then what we mean, Davis, what we stand by, how the second coming's near. You should get it. You should get it.
You might not have much time. You better go get it.
Because mine, I honestly talks a lot about the second coming. And that's why I always said, I was like, we got a timeline.
I'm doing a whole series on like signs of the times.
No, I've been keeping up. I've been keeping up. I've been keeping up. The trumpets.
Yep. I'm into the trumpets right now. But yeah, so more of the story. You might not have a lot of time. Go get it. All right. Well, I think we'll probably wrap up now. So thank you all for watching, for being with us here, talking about patriarchal blessings. If you're liking the content, give it the thumbs up, subscribe for more, go share it with some people. And until next time, go and be a good boy or a good girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.